We had a great
Noel was
live.
getting pretty silly.
I'm not talking about Noel anymore.
Why?
Because he's fucking nuts.
You destroyed him.
Did I? I don't even.
He made a thread thinking he would bury you because of the power of his celebrity gossip forum, and it did fuck all.
No, yeah, it was actually almost helpful. The people were like, "Oh, Vito tried to call a cop. That's kind of cool."
That's awesome.
Yeah. I
You don't want to talk about him? I have a bunch of clips from him too.
Yeah, go. I mean,
no, we can do it later at the end, I guess.
Yeah. See Villa for 5. My wish is Dick and Josh could be friends again. You two were great together. Vito to I have to quit the show for you guys to be friends again. Apparently.
Well, I think even if you and I didn't work together, because Null has lied to his audience. He's gaslit himself. I think he's convinced himself and his audience that you're a legitimate pedophile.
Yeah, he's like. I think even, well, I'm not going to speculate. Again, I just don't even want to talk about Null because there's like nothing to say.
Yeah. Even then, though, he's on some new level of like, he's going after Nick for, he's just like, he's like a puritanical figure now where any sort of sex is evil and weird. And he calls everyone he doesn't like some permutation of like some degenerate sex crime that he's totally inventing on the fly. Even though he's the only one, like out of me and Nick Rekieta, and Null, 2 of the 3 of us have satisfying relationships with a woman.
Right.
And one of us is a 300-pound sysadmin for an e-celebrity gossip forum.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird how much they like pick apart your guys' relationships.
With women. With a woman.
I've met 80s girl, obviously, and I'm like, wow, what a cool, stable relationship where everybody's having a lot of fun all the time.
Yeah.
You guys like go on vacations, you hang out.
It's like that consent thing. Like, yeah, do you consent? Null is back there. Come on. Oh, I don't consent. Like,
yeah.
I mean, man, okay.
You guys are fun. 80s girl sent me like a message like, hey, there's a fun thing,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I wish I had a girlfriend who came up with fun events to go to and shit.
So does Null.
Well, yeah, I mean, so like, I don't understand obsessing over other people's fucking relationships and being like, oh, they must be miserable. And it's like, no, I think you guys are miserable. Like, I think you got, look.
He's like all over Nick Rekieta's they're secretly like, she's divorcing him. And it's like, man, what you're saying is just totally insane.
I think it comes down to like, look, a lot of young men are miserable right now. And
then I'm gay.
They have every right to be miserable. I get it.
Yeah.
And that's why they all flock to like Jordan Petersons and shit. Guys who are going to tell them, well, if you just clean your room, everything will be fine. They want quick, easy answers.
Yeah.
And part of that is to, look at people who are kind of happy and successful.
There must be
I would
some
say
sort of.
You're very successful. You're very happy.
I mean, I'm as happy as I could be, which is not happy.
But whatever. Your relationship is not like a poison fucking thing where you got to worry about, I don't know, her running away with the kid and
Mama JF
taking after.
me.
Yeah, you're not going to get Mama JF, which seems pretty satisfying.
I could only wish for such a thing to happen to me.
Yeah, my life, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. Like, obviously, I need to make some changes, but
yeah,
one day at a time. And then I think guys who are dissatisfied with their own situation, they want to go like, well, I don't like that this guy's not dissatisfied, or I'm going to assume he is secretly dissatisfied. That's why they really jumped on the thing where like we kind of like had like what I'm going to say was kind of a joke fight about the fucking TV show. Okay, I'm like, I leaned into it because it's funny, and they're like, see, they hate each other. Did you see that?
I mean, it's funny. Like that picture was funny, but that wasn't in the treatment that you sent.
And also the part where you're like, I'm like, I can't believe you made fun of my anime figurines. In the back of my head, I'm like, no, that was funny. Like, I totally get it. And then they like come up with, they love conspiracy theories where they're like, Dick is negging Vito because he wants Vito to quit so him and Nick can do a show together. And I'm like, guys, what are you
talking about?
Why do you sit around all day coming up with this shit? Nick, first of all, Nick is not going to do a different show. He's making tons of money doing his show. We're making money doing like our show. You can actually watch. I know that watching that clip, you can make like wild assumptions of like those guys hate each other. But if you actually watch this or watch like the live show,
I mean, everybody, somebody in the Discord clipped me a bunch of Null being retarded. But yeah, you're right. I don't even know if I want to play it today,
dude. Like, here's the other thing: is like when you play it, for some reason they go like, "See, it really gets them." That's why they had to play it, and it's like, no, we're just playing it because it's crazy.
Because it's retarded.
That you guys are like, biggest problem is ending. Nick and Dick are going to do their own show. Vito's going to quit, and then they're all going to get sued. Eric July's going to sue all of them, and then they're all going to have to get lawyers.
And it's not funny. It's not funny. What they're doing to Eric July is not funny. It's not funny. It's criminal harassment, and it's not funny. I don't know why everyone says it's funny because it's not.
And then you say this, and they go, see, they're coping and seething, and you're like, you can't. Yeah. They're playing the "You Mad" game, which everyone should vote up. See, they're really mad. They right now.
I've never seen Null so mad. Yeah.
That's why we're laughing. Like, I don't even know how to address it because it's just like, you can't win. If you say something about it, you're coping and seething. If you say nothing about it, they go, see, they're afraid to talk about it.
I just want to know how many push-ups Null can do. Well, can you do more push-ups than Null?
Not at this point.
How many push-ups can? Don't say how many push-ups you can do. Have a number in your head.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you think it's more or less than the push-ups Null can do?
I would think so.
You think it's more?
Has anyone shown a picture of Null? Because I assume the fact that there are no pictures of him, that he must be.
It's a bad sign.
He's got to be huge. He's got to be ashamed.
Can Vito? The only question I'm interested in is, can Vito do more push-ups than Null?
We'll find out.
That's the only thing that matters.
We'll find out.
I mean, that's the only thing that matters.
That's all that matters. Jose M for $4.99. Eliza Clips and Ripetard Gold Post are the gifts that keep on giving. Their purpose completely backfired on them.
What's Eliza? Is that
that's the person who keeps clipping Null, complaining about us. Which again,
Null thinks that the reason I'm making fun of Eric July is because of cuties.
Yeah, that's part of it. They just have all these. It's weird how they're all like little psychologists, where they go, well, the reason they said this is
why are you guys single? Let's start there. Why are you single?
It's like, maybe we're just doing it because it's funny, or we think it's funny, or we're in. I've already told people. People are like, why did you ever care about Eric?
Here's a question. Wait, I got two questions. Who can do more push-ups, Vito or Null? Second question: Would you rather be caught with a Kiwi Farms account or an account on a dog raping forum?
There's the question.
Which one is more of a turnoff?
Well, to women,
to whomever. You want to hear this one?
I had a feeling, and I could be wrong, but I kind of feel that when it comes to the Maddox lawsuit, even if like Dick is only making like half of what his Patreon says, I have a feeling that the lawsuit.
Wait. What? Did you hear that?
Even if you're making only half of what they think your Patreon numbers are fake.
They think I'm putting fake credit cards into Patreon?
Yes.
And paying myself money?
Yes.
And then paying
which would be
Patreon
the most
10%
which would be the most convoluted.
And then paying the government 50% of that because it would be on the 1099?
Yes. It's a very bad money laundering scheme.
And that's what Null is entertaining?
People don't understand that like podcast audiences are just like want to listen to a podcast every week and they will pay for it.
So I fake credit cards.
Right.
Pay myself.
You have to make hundreds of fake accounts. You have to get hundreds of fake credit cards.
Let's just say I have to do one.
Okay, one that's giving you $6,000 a month, which would immediately be flagged.
Well, my Patreon would be 8. Right. 8 or 9.
So it would immediately be flagged by Patreon's trust and safety team because they'd be like, why did this guy?
Let's say it's not.
Sure.
Get through that.
Giving $9,000.
An unlimited money card that I can deposit $9,000. I guess I get frequent flyer miles.
That's always good.
And then I'm paying 10% of that to Patreon.
Right.
2% to the credit card companies, whom I loathe.
Right.
And then I'm 1099ing myself that money because Patreon controls 1099.
When you could just buy, Bitcoin and put it in an offshore account.
Okay.
And never touch it.
Let's go past that one.
Sure.
I have a feeling that the lawsuit made him so much money from driving new people to his show that he's one of the few people, I think he even said this literally word for word, that he's one of the few people in the world who's made money from a lawsuit without winning like monetary damages. And I have a feeling that if you were to ask...
Is he saying that I'm provoking Eric July into another lawsuit on purpose to make money?
I guess. But if you wanted to provoke him into a lawsuit, you would like do something that he could actually sue you for.
Well, I didn't do anything to Maddox, and he sued me. I just made fun of him.
Yeah.
And some scumbag took advantage of him.
It's really hard to... I mean, it should be... Let's be clear. Nothing we did was a good way to provoke a guy into a... Like, literally, he was crazy.
I had no idea he would be this retarded.
Yeah.
And then he has the entire white griftosphere wrapped around his finger.
We also couldn't plan for some random guy to email him and like the amount of convolution this plan to get Eric July to sue us would involve.
I just want to be clear on something.
And I don't want to get sued. So if that's your secret plan,
I didn't make money because Maddox sued me. I made money off of that because I'm entertaining. It wasn't the lawsuit.
The show was already making money before you got sued too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
obviously
went into the
helped.
stratosphere though. Every time you did something stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear the rest of this.
Actually tried to estimate the actual damages of Eric July that has received from Dick Masterson. It's not enough to really justify a lawsuit. And if he did try to sue Dick, then Dick would make more money from Patreon and the content of the lawsuit than he would from paying his attorneys to defend him from the lawsuit. And even if he lost, he would still probably make, from actual damages, he would still probably make more money. I think that he is now actually wording himself to try and get sued, to give Eric July enough of a case where he feels confident going into a lawsuit, because Dick has already done the math in his head
you ran the lawsuit
to try and provoke that from him and make money from LOL lawsuit 2.0.
Don't you have enough money that you don't need to provoke lawsuits?
Make more money from the
I don't even know what he's talking
Wouldn't
about.
you rather just and you have projects that you're working on that could make
I don't want to be
way
sued.
more
It's
money.
annoying.
Yeah,
it's very fucking annoying.
Nobody is running secret calculus to go, if a crazy black comic book guy sues me, I'm going to monetize it through. But first of all, there's no way to know that that's going to get people to sign up for a podcast. You can say, yeah, I worked for Maddox, but Maddox was kind of a different, more ridiculous situation.
I mean, he was more retarded than Eric. Eric's pretty fucking retarded, though.
Again, these guys just come.
Tedious?
Let's save it for another show.
Okay.
Again, these guys
you got to wake up before we do these.
These guys just sit around and they go, "Oh no, they're trying to secretly get sued," and it's like, bro, I don't want to get sued.
Yeah,
Dick, if that's your plan, it's a shitty plan. Please stop. But I don't think that's your plan.
Now it's in my head.
Now it's in my head. Yeah,
I can't get rid of it.
We're gonna get
now.
rich by letting Eric July sue us.
You're gonna get rich.
I guess.
All right.
I don't think that's true.
All right.
If you want me to get rich, buy Super Killer. Show me the list of our top supporters. Guys, one more time, don't forget, sign up at Biggest Problem, patreon.com/Biggest Problem.
Let me see what else
as
I have
well
on
as, yeah, you got plenty of clips. Play them on your fucking show.
Well, no, it's not. It's about you, though. You're involved.
All right, play another clip, though.
He's explaining charity fraud on this one.
This is so obnoxious.
I don't know. It's just very tedious
to
listen
listening to people just be so blatantly wrong about your intentions and what you're trying. Everybody always telling me oh, Vito, you only say that because you want attention. I'm like, no, I genuinely believe bullshit, you know?
Current gripe is that Rippa ripped off the a charity. There was okay, again, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Spit it out.
But I tried to ask for some clarification, and I spoke to a lawyer about this, a lawyer who is familiar with incorporating charities and nonprofit law.
Okay.
About what I assume to be the situation.
Okay.
And what I've been informed to be the situation. Is that Eric July sold his comic books for $35.
Yeah.
Already wrong. Well, that's how much
which is
it was
apparently
to the
a lot
customer.
for a comic book. It's an independent publisher and you're trying to support the parallel economy. Sure. Why not pay a little bit more. Rippa wanted to support a comic book charity that gave comic books to, I believe, the purpose of the charity was that they took comic books and they gave them out to children in hospitals. So kids are in sick beds, they need entertainment. So here's a comic book, and that's the purpose of the nonprofit. Rippa wanted to support this charity,
that'll make you happy
and he
about
wanted
dying.
to get free advertising, which is why any company in the world that supports a charity supports it to get free advertising and get their name out there and sell comic books, right? That's any company. It doesn't matter what the product is, they're out there to promote themselves and also do a charitable cause. So it's free advertising. It's a tax write-off. That's the point of it. So he does it. He sells his comic book for $17. And if you buy multiples, it's cheaper per book. So if you buy 2 comic books, it's $13 at the discount donation nonprofit rate.
Wait, what do you mean? It's cheaper to donate I'll keep listening.
Dick alleges that this is fraud. There was apparently, because you could potentially order more comic books and get a bulk discount, that means that there is still a profit margin in donating those in the donated comic books that went to Rippa.
Right.
So he's saying that because you could buy multiple comic books and reduce the profit margin of the seller, that therefore Rippa was making money off proceeds that should be going.
No, I'm saying making money off all of it.
He was making money before.
All of it. Because I'm not retarded. I know how much a fucking comic book costs, like $2.
The nonprofit.
He made profit. I'm pretty sure.
I don't, number one, in the literal definition of fraud, that's not true. That is not actually
Where's
fraud.
The money? Where's the money
as
then?
far as taxes go, there are some caveats to making money.
Okay, so literally it's not fraud, but as far as taxes go, it might be.
Caveats.
So literally is less restrictive than tax-wise. Is that what I'm hearing? I'm pretty sure you. I'm pretty sure you can't write off operational costs on the IRS.
Why people can't comprehend that we're like,
Where's the money?
I feel like profiting off charity is immoral. That's it. I find it personally immoral to make money off charity.
Yeah.
So why is that like people are like, well, blah, blah, blah,
literally it's not. Now legally, tax wise, it might be.
I think it's a shitty. I think it's a shitty thing to do. I think it's a shitty way to sell comics.
Yeah.
I think it's immoral.
What about the we pay half thing? Did you hear Eric say that?
He said we technically pay half.
Yeah. All right. Let me hear the rest. Let me hear the rest of this. This is a lawyer, by the way, that told them this information.
Profitable thing. You have to be careful with that. And as far as a moral thing goes, you know for a fact Dick Masterson does not care about the ethics of anything. Dick Masterson, Dax Herrera, Juju the Cow would literally sell your child to be raped to death by Harvey Weinstein if it meant the biggest problem in the universe would be a TV show, and he considered he got one TV show into production.
Oh my God! Wow. He's seething. Harvey Weinstein didn't rape any kids, no. That was Epstein. He can't give me a TV deal. I'd have to give Harvey Weinstein a full-grown woman. Keep your pedophiles straight. What are you talking about?
It's all the coping and seething. Everyone's coping.
Can you hear that seething in his voice? That seething hatred? Sure. He has no morals at all. Not like me. I have more morals than anyone.
Well, I see that as an argument against you. Is that like people go like, well, Dick doesn't actually care about a charity.
Okay, so is there fraud or not? So just tell him. No morals. So is there fraud?
It doesn't matter if you actually do, but I think you do. From what I've talked to you, and you said no, this is fucked.
Listen to this seething hatred he has.
Dick Masterson, Dax Herrera, Juju the Cow would literally sell your child to be raped to death by Harvey Weinstein.
Raped to death by Harvey Weinstein.
I don't believe that.
Oh my God!
I don't think you would do that to a child.
Raped to death for a TV show. I'm gonna sell your child for the.
Yeah.
Because a pedo would, Vito.
People are saying the Patreon overlay is still up. Is that fine?
Okay.
I don't know if people want to see us.
The biggest problem in the universe would be a TV show, and he could say that he got one TV show into production, even for one episode.
I mean, I've had TV shows in production before.
Also, that show's not getting made. We know that. It's kind of a good...
Wait, was this... Wait. I'm sorry. Is this the response to me thinking Eric July pocketed 10 grand from his charity fraud scheme and was going to do 18 until I got involved?
Don't call it charity fraud.
Why?
I mean, call it whatever you want.
Vito, what else would it be?
I don't know any legal definitions.
Neither do
I. All I know is I find it immoral.
Did someone profit from this or not? Does the charity deserve more money or not? Yes. So then what is it?
And he's also not the only guy doing it. I think everybody doing it should stop. Just give money to that charity.
Was that the response to me suspecting someone's doing charity fraud? Is I'll sell your kids to have to get raped by Harvey Weinstein?
Their argument is that you're not allowed to ever have any moral stance against anything because in the past you've,
what did I do?
Made jokes about how you don't care about anything.
Yeah, you're very upset by this. I can tell. You're not comfortable talking about this.
No, I'm comfortable talking. I think
you're drawing frantically mazes and labyrinths.
Because it is a pretty nice little labyrinth I drew.
Yeah.
It's just, I listen to these guys and I'm like, listen, I know you live in this like fantasy world where Dick is like this comical Joker type character who cares only about chaos and madness.
Yeah.
But like you guys get that's a bit, right? Like
no, nothing's a bit. Nothing's a bit.
Okay.
Here.
Just one episode. He would sell children to Harvey Weinstein to be raped to death on Epstein Island if it would get his TV show.
Wait, Weinstein is raping kids on Epstein's Island?
He's mixing up his sex criminals.
Because he's getting so turned on describing raping kids that he's getting his steins mixed up. How is that a defense of a guy doing charity fraud? He's just saying charity fraud. Actually, he would sell kids to be raped, and he will rape kids. He'll sell kids to be raped on an island of Weinstein, and Epstein are going to rape kids so he can get a television show, just so he can say that he has a television show.
Again, I guess I'm just... I don't...
How much angrier could you be? If you were angry, how would it sound?
This all is weird.
Yeah.
It's exhausting to have these people constantly coming up with new theories about why you do what you do.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I genuinely think it's shitty that he made money off of charity. That's it.
Yeah.
Why does there have to be a secret motive for everything you or I do? Like, why can't it just be like, oh, well, I mean, like, yes, we
they hate us.
Part of the reason I dislike Eric July is I think he's a piece of shit asshole, and he's the kind of guy
charged with multiple felonies.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy who would rip off a charity. And you can't go, well, you already hated him, so now you're not allowed to care about that.
I hate him because he's an asshole.
No, I can hate about other shitty things he does on top of the shitty things I know he's already done.
Yeah.
You can't go, because you already hated him for one shitty thing, you're not allowed to hate him for another shitty thing.
Yeah.
Then you're biased against him for being shitty, and it's like...
I don't think Noel would ever rip off a charity.
Probably
I don't think
not.
the Quittering would ever rip off a charity. I'm annoyed with what they say, but I
wouldn't accuse them of it unless there was like some
kind of discrepancies. So they went on a show and started mumble fucking their way through an explanation.
And I thought it was fucked up before Eric July did it, because other comic creators have done it, and I think I said things about it, and then he did it. I'm like, oh, now Eric July, a millionaire? Like, again, a guy who raised...
Kids deserve that
Because before,
money.
when it was like little tiny comic creators making like, you know, a little amount on their thing, I'm like, well, it's kind of shitty, but at the end of the day, it's not like a big amount of whatever. But then Eric July, a guy who's like a millionaire and could just give away literally hundreds of copies of his comic that cost him $2 to print.
Put it on the freight.
It cost him $2.50 to print it. He could have just sent them 1,000 copies, and it would have cost him $2,000, which is like a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
But instead, he got everybody to give him money to do it.
I just like that anytime...
I know I'm just spinning talking about the same
criticism that I give, the response is, well, he would let Harvey Weinstein rape kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good argument against you, I guess.
You have his number? Let me text Weinstein. Weinstein, you're in Hollywood. I'm in Hollywood. Look, buddy, I got some juicy kids for you. I know you don't fuck kids. You fuck actresses, but you're missing out.
Also, the idea that we are so morally bankrupt that we would let children be raped to get a TV show. Like, you guys know that's... I mean,
Can you imagine?
I hope you're being hyperbolic. Like, I hope that's like, okay, I know they wouldn't actually do that, but it's like...
fucking knows it's not true.
Bro, that's insane.
Bell knows that's retarded.
If someone said, I'm going to give you a TV show, but you have to, you know, let this kid get raped, I'd go,
no.
I'm calling the cops.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, I don't want some... I mean, TV shows are fun and all, but, like, they go for, like, what, a season or two?
Yeah.
And you get a couple grand. It's not a big deal.
And also, I feel like as I'm, you know, working on the TV show, in the back of my mind, I'd be like, hey, what about that kid who got raped? I'd feel pretty bad about that.
Why wouldn't I turn them in and then go to the papers and say, hey, everybody, I stopped a rapist?
These people all they're living in like a cartoon. Again, that's why this Eric July shit is like crazy. Is all these guys live in this cartoonish comic book universe where they think genuine comic book villains exist. And that it's
me.
us.
Yeah,
We've been manifested into reality.
Yeah.
We're Chadron or whatever the fuck. We're the big monster that killed that lady.
The whole folder is full of this.
I know, which is why even get into it.
All right.
It'll go on forever because now they're going to clip this show and go, see, they're seething. They're mad. Look, they raised their voice slightly.
And then, you know.
It's just, it will never
crossover.
end.
It's crossover.
It's not good crossover.
You have to harvest retards. You have to.
I understand. It's just, it's going to be the same arguments forever.
No. They start getting more amped up.
To sell children, to make it in Hollywood.
Oh,
he's
Vito.
And he's mad. I just, honestly, I look at the Kiwi Farms guys and I go, I feel bad for you guys. Like, just...
Yeah.
I know you're looking... You want justice in the world. I get it.
Yeah.
You want bad people to be punished.
You're obsessed with it.
And you've decided, you know, we're bad people and we need to be punished. And I would argue to you... We're just making a podcast.
No, I'm maliciously.
You're maliciously interfering with a black man's
interfering
business.
with a business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By making fun of a comic book.
Yeah.
The world's not as interesting as people want it to be. That's what it always comes down to. It's really fun to come up with ideas of like, after me and Dick end the show, we go, how can we destroy? And it's just like,
I gotta find a kid,
bro,
to send to Epstein, to send to Weinstein so he can take him to Epstein's island.
It's like, bro, when the show ends, I'm gonna drive home and I'm gonna pass out. Like, there is no scheming. There is no behind the scenes.
You might pass out before you get home.
I'm a sleepy boy.
Come on, that shit's funny.
I want people to just live in reality for once, you know? Stop ascribing secret behavior to everybody. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right.
Which is just me coping and seething.
Yeah, that is a cope.
That's a cope.
That's a cope.
Thank you for watching this clip. This is the CACA Laughin. Remember to like and subscribe.